Hey everyone, welcome back yet to another episode of Ethan's Delicacies. So today I'm going to take you through how you make a homemade meat pizza. For me I chose for meat pizza, but you can choose anything, or chicken, beef, or any other topping you want. So I hope you like that brief intro of the ingredients. So as follows, I'm going to be using this as my pointer. So we have our baking flour, our warm milk, our yeast, our butter or Blue Band, or you can use Prestige, our mixing bowl with our sieve, green pepper, then our garlic, but use one clove which is inside, then our onion, our skinned tomato, our tomato puree or tomato paste, our black pepper, and then this is our soy sauce. So without forgetting our main ingredient, which is the meat, the minced meat. Preparation phase starts by us rubbing our fat into our flour. So before getting the fat, we first get our flour, we get our mixing bowl, then we pass our 250 grams of flour into the sieve, into the mixing bowl. You continue doing this until the entire dish of flour is done. After passing the flour through our sieve into our mixing bowl, we get our butter. Then you get your tablespoon, and then you measure 3 tablespoons of butter into your flour. So it's our first one. Second one. Then our third one. And after that, close the container and you put it away. Then you begin rubbing the butter into the flour. Now for this job, it's about the fingers, your butter, and the flour. Not the entire hand should enter there. It's just only between the fingertips, the flour and butter. So you rub it like this. Make sure to do like this until they become like breadcrumbs. Have reached. You can see the textures even change. They look like breadcrumbs after adding in our butter. So you do like this until they form breadcrumbs like so. So after doing this, you get your tablespoon of yeast. So this is our yeast. So open it up. Before even opening it, it feels like as if there is a stone inside. So we're finished opening our yeast. So this is how our yeast looks like. And once I told you it was hard like a stone, but now as you can see, it's very fluffy like a pillow. So you get your tablespoon, because here yeast you don't need to use a lot. Oops, sorry for that. You just get your tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of yeast. This one. Then you add in. Put it away. Then after, you get your liquid, warm, either warm water or warm milk. But for me, I'm going to use warm milk. It was this one here. I opened it and put it in this cup. See, after adding in our yeast, I mix it in with our flour. So after that, we get our warm water or warm milk. So for me, I'm going to use milk. Then we add it in. The reason to do this is to form a soft dough. So as you can see, this is how the soft dough after adding in our liquid and the flour and the yeast. So after that, you get your flat board. But for me, I don't have that. So I'm going to use a flat surface, but flat also. This one here. But don't worry, I already cleaned it, so don't worry about germs or getting sick. So I get our dough out of our mixing bowl like so. Then you put it there. Then you also start kneading it from here, like the way you do for chapatis. So as you can see, we are kneading here. Don't worry about getting dirty, because you know the best products come out of dirty situations. You have seen this is our well-oiled dish. So we get our dough done for the pizza. So you can see it's this small, but when you put it inside your well-oiled dish, like that, get our damp cloth, which is this one, then you cover. Then for it to expand in size, you're supposed to leave it in a warm place. So for me, I'm going to take the warm area. So for us, we have decided to bring it to here, outside, where there's sunshine. So I'm going to leave it here, so it can rise in the size as we are there preparing our toppings for it. So as you have seen, we have finished chopping our onions. Now for the clove of garlic, this is a clove of garlic, not this big one here. This is the clove. So you chop it also. And when you got garlic, so you put it on its personal equipment for garlic. Then next up is our green pepper. We also chop it. So for the green pepper, that's when you have to finish all of it. That one whole one that is there. Let's finish this entire one. Then this part you don't need it, so you put it aside. Then these are our chopped ones already, so you first put them in their dish. Then you chop this entire one. Is our skin tomato. Why they call it a skin tomato? You remove that outer shelling and leave a red flesh, almost like the meat inside your body. Then for us, we're going to chop it in a circular ring form. So we begin. Make sure to cut them as thin as they can possibly be. So this is where we have reached. I finished getting it from outside, so let's see what has happened to it. Wow, it has actually doubled in the size. So you have to knock it out and put it onto your flattened board. As for me, you know me, my flattened surface. We have finished knocking it out of our dish. So you put it back onto your flattened surface or board, then you knead it for some short time. Once you're done kneading it, because you have to get rid of the air bubbles, like this, you put it there, then you get your rolling pin out. We've gotten our rolling pin. So after, we roll it out into a circle. This is almost like the way you're rolling a chapati, but in a bigger version. As you can see, it's taking shape to a circle. So we're done rolling out our pizza dough into a circular form. Although mine may not look perfectly in a circle, at least it has been rolled out. So we get our oven tray. As you know, when you go to a restaurant, you see them using their wooden spoons for pizza, but for us, since this is homemade, we use things available at home. So we get our oven tray, then we get our pizza dough. And place it onto the oven tray. Like that. Then you get, after putting this into your oven tray, you get your tomato puree, which goes on first, which is here. This is our tomato puree. Although it can be tomato paste, but it's the same. So then you open it. So getting our tomato puree, get your spoon, which is here, and you get it out. and make sure to spread it around the entire pizza dough. So you have to do like this until the entire dough is covered in tomato puree. As you have seen, we're even about to complete the entire pizza. As you can see, it's red. So after washing your hands properly with soap and water, you get this block of cheese of yours. Then you get your grater, and then you start grating the cheese. Do this until you make sure every area has grated cheese on it. So after grating the cheese onto your platform of your pizza dough, you can see that's enough. So you put it back in its packet that it came with, and you put it back in your freezer because cheese can easily melt with room temperature. Time for us to put all these toppings you see. So we begin with the vegetable toppings. So whereby I start with our green pepper here. So you make sure spread them around. Don't just leave them in one position. So you do this until you have fully covered the entire pizza. After we've put our green pepper, we have finished covering it. So we get our onions and we do the same until we finish the entire pizza dough. So we have finished also covering the entire pizza dough with our onions. So we get our tomatoes and we do the same. So as you can see, we have finished putting all the tomatoes in our entire pizza dough. So now we get the last vegetable topping, which is our garlic. And then we also do the same. Wait until you finish covering the entire dough. You can now see we have completely finished putting all the vegetable toppings on our pizza dough. Now onto our meat, the main purpose of this pizza. So now you get the minced meat as it is here. You either use polythene bags, or if you don't have them, wash your hands very well with water and soap, and then you get your minced meat. From here you'll be getting some chunks of it as you'll be putting there onto your pizza dough. So you continue doing this until you finish the entire dough also. Main importance of this pizza. So for me, I'm just going to put in some other extra toppings out of the recipe. So I'm going to add in some sausages, and I cut them into small discs. So you get, and you also fill it up, fill this pizza dough with all of them. After putting the sausages on top, we get our final seasoning agent, which is soy sauce, as you can see here that I showed you from the beginning, and our black pepper. So for black pepper, you get 1 teaspoon and spread it around. Don't put it in one position. Make sure you spread it in the entire pizza. We have now finished putting our black pepper. Now we get our soy sauce here, and you're supposed to put 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. So this is our first one. Make sure to spread it around your entire pizza dough. So this is our first one. Now we get and spread. As you have seen, we have finished putting every topping that we had for this pizza. Now it's ready to enter the oven and be prepared. So I'm going to first put it on here. Then we get our masterpiece. Put it inside. Then you close. Then you put the heat, and then you set it for 30 minutes. Then the easy part, just wait. After the 30 minutes are now done, you switch off everything, you open. Then if you have kitchen mittens, you can use it. You can use them. But for me, I don't have that. So I'm going to use my 2 woolen cloths here. So you pull out the side, use here for holding. this is how homemade pizza comes out. Don't worry about the black spots. That one is the effect of the soy sauce. So we are now done cutting our pizza into 8 sides. So with our spatula, you scoop it out of the hot oven tray, then put it into your plate. So come to our testing area. While find my sister again, another time she's going to be the one who's going to be testing. And then we see what her result is. Make sure to eat it with your well-washed hands, because for pizza, you know, you have to enjoy it with your hands. So how was it?
So nice.
And now you can see it was the best. So that's how homemade pizza is made, with the meat fillings on top. As my name's Ethan Basime. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow, like, comment, share. Thank you for watching.